Okay, hi everyone to today's session. Today we will learn some basic HTML tags, and this time we will use Trinket for coding. On Moodle, there's also an introduction to Trinket, so check out the introduction if you want to know a little bit more how to use Trinket. On the top right corner, there's our profile, and there's a menu where we can create a HTML Trinket. Yeah, I think I could zoom in a little bit more. So I have to use Firefox instead of Chrome, but they are nearly the same. I have to use Firefox because my stream freezes freezes every time I open Google Chrome. I don't know why. So yeah, we created our trinket, and there we have our index.html document. So an HTML document is nothing else than just a normal text file, and in this case with the HTML extension. So the first thing you will see in an HTML document is the doc type declaration to specify which type this document is. So this is an HTML document, and this is called the HTML5 doc type declaration. Second, you will see the HTML root. This is just an opening HTML tag and closing HTML tag, and called the HTML root. And that consists of two sections, the head section and the body section. In the head section, a rough explanation would be that there's everything the user does not see. It's mainly to append some additional information for the browser or for any other application which uses the HTML document. For example, one HTML tag here would be the title. Intro to HTML, that's the title of the whole page. For example, you can see that the title of the trinket page there would be the text trinket, for example. Okay, so and the body section, there's a content which the user sees. For example, on this trinket page, all those elements are inside the body. So, and what's the purpose of HTML? Of course, to structure content. And what do we need? To structure content, we need headings. So for headings, you got HTML tags. They begin with H for heading, and then a number from 1 to 6. And H1 is the main title of the page, or the main heading. And then there's H2 for subheading, and H3 for subheading. Like you see on the right side, the main heading is the largest one, the subheading is a little bit smaller, and subheading is smaller than the subheading. And also you can, of course, continue until H6. And yeah, that were the headings. What else do we need? We need paragraphs of text. For paragraphs, you can use the P tag, that stands for paragraph, and this represents paragraph of text. So some information about the paragraph of text, or text text all together in an HTML document. So if you add line break like this, the browser will remove those line breaks and represent them like the the text is in a single line. The same is for spaces. Spaces gets also removed from the browser. And if you want to add breaks, you can use the equivalent tag for breaks. It's called BR for break. So with this HTML tag, you can add line breaks. Yeah. Another important HTML element is A, stands for anchor, and it represents a link, or also called a hyperlink. With a hyperlink, we can, for example, redirect a user to Google. If he clicks on this link, for that purpose, we have to add an attribute, href, so HTML elements do have attributes, and the A element got the href attribute, for example. There we can, it's href attribute stands for hyperlink reference, so we can specify the address where to redirect the user. So for example, redirect to google.in, and not saving this page, but in this preview window, you can't redirect Google embedded, but instead we can use the open it in a new tab button. This is just because this HTML is in this preview, gets rendered in this preview window. We can't redirect to Google inside this preview window. But we can specify, for example, another attribute. It would be the target attribute to specify if the user clicks on this link, redirect the user to this site, and if you don't specify anything, the user gets redirected in the same window, and if you specify blank, for example, the user gets redirected in either in a new browser window or a new browser tab. So if you click on this link now, the new browser tab where we got redirected to Google. Another important HTML tag would be the tag image for images, to embed images. There's also an important attribute. It's called source, where we can specify the source of the image. We can either use an image which is already on the internet, like this, or this one, this really nice tree here. We just have to get the address, and if you fill in the address here, the picture gets embedded. Of course, you can also use your, if you don't want to embed an image on a different site, you also can use your own images. So for this purpose, here you can view and add images in Trinket. I already uploaded an image, MangoJPEG, but let's upload another image. Assignment 1 or the same image again. Just to show how to upload an image. So just take an image from your local file system, click open, it will get uploaded, and then it should be in your library. So you can go back to your index.html document and specify the image Here you have the name of the image, mango.jpg, and here mango.jpg. This is really large, this image, but of course there's an attribute for that. We can set the height to 256 pixels, and the browser automatically sets the height of the image and also the width to keep, and also calculates the width to keep the proportion of the image. Of course, you can also specify custom width, but keep in mind if you do this, you have to know, should know what you do, because otherwise it looks really ugly. Yeah, another important attribute would be the alt attribute to specify an alternative text. So if this image gets renamed, for example, or deleted and it doesn't exist anymore, and instead of the image we will get the text which is specified in the alt attribute. Like with the same is for this, you can do the same for links. So if you don't want to specify a link to a different web page, but to redirect the user on the same page, on your page, or on another page of your website, you can create an additional HTML file with this plus over here. Let's call it about.html, and there we can copy and paste about me, and here also is about me. So go to an about page, and here we can take the link and say redirect me to about.html. So here should be to about. If we click to about without the blank, we are at the about page. Good. Yeah. What else do we need? Of course, we need lists to represent lists of data. There are two HTML tags. The first is UL for unordered lists. There we can specify L list items with the HTML tags li, list item 1, 2, and 3. And here on the right side, we got our unordered list. It uses icons, in this case bullet points. And of course, there's also an OL for ordered list. There you also can use list items. And this list has an enumeration instead of bullet points. Of course, you can also mix and embed those tools, like to use an ordered list inside a list item of an unordered list. Looks like this. Yeah, I will remove those things, or I will begin at the top, because this preview window scrolls renders each time when I change something, and then I have to scroll down. So let's continue. We need tables. You can use the HTML tag table to create tables, and table got the same structure like an HTML document. So we said HTML document got a head and a body, and table got also a table head, and T body for table body. In the head, we specified a row for the headings. So we got table. Now we specified one row of the table. There is table heading inside. Let's say it's a first name and last name and city. So now we got one row with first name, last name, city. And then in the body, we also append a row with, not with table headings, but with table data, TD. There we got Raimund Rednor, and I live in Vienna. So now we got one row with the first name, last name, city, another row with Raimund Rednor, Vienna. Of course, we can append rows as well. Test, user, test city. So headings, first row of the body, second row of the body. Good. Those were the headings, table headings, paragraph of text, image, unordered lists. Yeah, just two more things. Third thing is use HTML tags for structuring the content only. Don't use HTML tags for styling purposes. For example, don't use H3 just to represent text. Don't misuse H3 to style some text for the purpose of to look like an heading 3. For styling, you use CSS. And for structuring the content, you use the HTML tags. Also, don't misuse tables for styling. Table got one purpose, to display data, like, for example, list of persons with their city, and not for styling purposes. Yeah, I think that was everything. One small thing in the end, maybe. Just good to know, if you, for example, look at the headings, the browser automatically adds a break here after main heading and after subheading and after subheading. Also after this p tag, the browser adds a break. But if you look at this, we got a link, an image, and the browser does not add a break. Those links where the browser does not add a break are called inline elements. You also can inline them or use them as inline text inside a paragraph, for example. So would be not so nice if the browser adds a break here, but you will get used to it, which elements are inline elements or the others are called block elements. And if you want to know more about HTML tags and also which attributes they have, there is the Mozilla developer reference about HTML tags. This link is also in the Moodle course for example, and there you got the list of all HTML elements which exist. For example, if we want to know more about the anchor element, just click at A, and let's zoom in a little bit. So we also got a description. Maybe it would be nice if we change to English. So we got the anchor element and the description. A element with its href creates a hyperlink to web pages, files, email addresses, locations. And there is the href attribute, for example, and there's also the description for the href attribute and other attributes as well. Good, so thank you very much and see you next session. Ciao.